And I'm also going to turn the chat off now, since everybody's logged on. It was just to make sure that we had the technology working. And I will open it up, because otherwise it gets a bit distracting, and I don't want to do that. So, especially when we're talking about meditation. So I'll disable the chat, open it up again later in the Q&A, so you have an opportunity to type questions. Unfortunately, too many people on that we won't be able to go through and pass you the mic or anything like that. Okay, great. One more thing before I disable the chat. Please let me know, somebody, that you can see the slide. Not me anymore, just the slide, and then I'll go through the presentation. Okay, it says that I'm screen sharing, so I'm going to assume that this is happening. Perfect. Thank you again, Caroline and Sonia and everybody. Perfect. Mary too. Thank you. Bit can see and hear you. Thank you. Okay, we'll get started right now. Okay, so good news. Welcome to the meditation webinar. My name is Julie Smith. You did see me briefly for a moment, and I'm going to host the webinar tonight. I want to talk to you about my approach to meditation, which I call Success Through Stillness. So I'll give you an overview of what we're going to cover tonight. And it's going to be short, and we're going to focus on the practice. But the purpose of tonight is for anyone that's new to meditation to give you a taste of what meditation is about. And for those, I see some old names on there that people I know well from years back, and to kickstart a regular meditation practice. And we'll talk about regular, because that's the key to getting any success here. So today it's going to be a short introduction of myself, my approach. Then I'm going to give you some very practical tips that you can use. And we're going to do a live guided meditation so that you get the most out of this. And then I'll open it up to question and answer, because I think that's the most important part about any meditation class, is that you get the opportunity to ask questions. Okay, so just a little bit about me, because anyone that doesn't know me, it's important to understand where I came from on this journey. I've been in a corporate world for about more than 20 years. And I can tell you that, let's say 15 years ago, I thought something like meditation was what I call cuckoo bananas, because that was not my style at all. I was very corporate minded. But one thing led to another in my life. I went through a divorce, a number of different things. And I was in Nepal, actually, the first time I ever tried meditation, about 11 years ago. And honestly, it just changed every aspect of my life once I started to practice regularly. And I started because I wanted to be a more grounded person. I was very high energy, but I continued because it just impacted everything. My sleep, I was having pain before that through arthritis, and it alleviated that. My focus was better, my emotional balance, many things happened. And this is what I see from most of my students and colleagues in meditation, is that they start for one reason, but they continue because it impacts other areas. So I've been teaching about 5 years. I think, I don't know, I've probably taught around 1,600 people. It's definitely less than 2,000, but something like that. And I practice regularly. I go on silent retreats, usually around 10 days every year, at least once a year. And I tend to go to the root of where meditation started. So I've been in training in Nepal, in India, many times in Thailand, sometimes up in Scotland and places like this. And my main teachers are, one resides in Mumbai. He's taught me a lot about chakra meditations. And my main teacher is Alan Wallace, who is a student of the Dalai Lama. He was a monk for many years. So just to, again, let you know where I've been at, so you have an idea of what I'm teaching from. Because everything, my approach is based on those teachings. So really, why you are here today is because I'm assuming you want a lasting transformation, something that it actually impacts your life. And I'm going to talk about what, my approach is called Success Through Stillness. And people sometimes think like success is a bit of a dirty word related to meditation, but I don't see it that way, because it's a natural desire to be successful, want to be successful. Maybe it's a promotion you want, or I don't know, a better relationship, prosperity. It's just a decreased stress, or be happier in life. For me, transform your sleep, all of these things. So the key message I want to put to you is your gateways to success is actually through stillness. It's not about being busier or chaos or any of that stuff. The fastest, easiest route to success is through that stillness that's within you, that we'll talk about today and we'll experience. I'll get you to experience that. And people ask me what meditation is. And very simply, I want to put it to you this way, that it's about training your mind to be more aware and connect to this stillness that's within you. It's always within you, always there. It's just that you need to train your mind to access it. And once you begin that training and regularly practice, you will then have access to it on a regular basis. But it needs, continuous training. So it's about working on ourselves, yes. It's about tuning in. It's always there, just tune in. And it's funny because I look around and I think, well, this used to be me as well, but it's like we're afraid of stillness. We're so addicted to busy, we just can't sit still. And I want to kind of reverse that, actually totally reverse it, and take those moments to be still. And we get such benefit in every aspect of life. So trust me, this is the way to success, and a more happier way and more fulfilled way of achieving that. So let me just explain this little diagram. Hopefully gets the point across, because when I talk about this connection, it's because we're very disconnected, very, very disconnected. And I mean, most of us are on some continuum between these 2 points of disconnection to connection. And when I say connection, I mean our connection to ourselves, firstly, to others, to our environment, to nature, all of these things. So, I mean, when I say self, we are not even aware or connected to our own body or sensations that are happening. Definitely, in a lot of cases, not our emotions or our minds. Where are our minds at? It's like our mind controls us. So this is about getting in connection to that stage. And again, won't go through this in detail, but basically, disconnection is a mindset of fear, whereas connection is a mindset of love. And that's the aim of this, is simply move from disconnected to being connected. Hope that makes some sense. But if not, write down a question, we'll ask it at the end. So again, my approach, without going into detail, I'll lay it out very high level here. Simple though. It's about 5 steps. And those steps are based on the principles, 2 principles, very simple ones, about releasing and realigning. So the first 3 steps are about releasing tension. First step is about physical body. Relax your body, allow it to relax. It's naturally that way. We're stressing it out. We'll do that today. That's what we're going to focus on, step 1. But step 2 is about emotional release. So acceptance, forgiveness, letting go of the guilt that's in your body and with you all the time, that you don't even know about. You don't know how aware, you're not aware of how much you're holding. So it's about releasing that. The third step is about mind, decluttering the mind. So releasing all that clutter so we can focus and be more clear. And then the 4th and 5th step is about alignment. Alignment, firstly, to that inner stillness that I talk about, where it's the essence of who we really are. So connecting to that. And the 5th step is about compassion, connecting to that for ourselves and for others. So again, I wanted to give you a brief overview of it. And the good news is it's really simple. It's just 5 steps, even though there's various techniques, but it's those steps. And if you, over time, just practice those steps, you will experience that deeper connection, a more expansive connection. But I want you to know it's quite simple. And again, today we're going to focus on that step 1, the physical release, relaxation. Okay. We're going to get into the meditation right away. But first, I want to give you a couple key points because they are key success factors. And the first one is about commitment to regular practice. 2 key words, commitment, because it's a commitment to yourself. You have to make that commitment to be successful at it. You can't do it once and, miracles happen. It's not like that, unfortunately. But the other thing is, so this idea of regular practice. And when I say that, importantly, it's not, I would love for you to practice every day. I do. I think it's the most beneficial. But when I first started, for the first number of years, I practiced 3 to 4 times a week. And it made a huge impact. A huge impact. And so why, again, we have to do regular practice is because it has to become a habit. It's that if you practice regularly, then it becomes second nature to you, that when you're in a situation, you can use the tools to become more centered. I think of it like playing tennis. The pros are on the court practicing every day so that when they get in a situation, it just comes natural. So in the case of meditation, it's the exact same, is that when you're faced with difficulty or, lack of sleep or poor relationships or whatever it is, job stress, that you are in that situation, you can center yourself, connect with that stillness, and be at a better self. That's the idea, okay? The next one is about interactive guidance. And I say that because I think it's important that you're engaged, that you are able to ask questions. So, an app guided meditations, those are good. I put them out there as well because they're great support tools. But I really encourage people to get actual guidance from somebody where you can ask questions. And no matter what level, because I still go to a mentor, I still have a teacher. My teacher has a teacher. So no matter what level, it's always really helpful. And again, why? One of the key reasons is because you're more likely to be practicing regularly when you're part of a group. So many people, when they're part of a group, they're practicing. Boom, they fall off the wagon as soon as they come out of a group. I've experienced that in the past as well. But also the depth of your meditation, the growth, the exponential growth as when you get guidance, like anything else. And you're probably thinking, well, you just want me to come to your classes, and you know what? That would be great. I would. But the key thing, what I found, there's some great teachers, there's great people I went to, is that they have to resonate with you. So just pick somebody. There's classes going on in many different facets. So pick somebody that resonates with you. That's the key. Okay? So let's get down to practical tips. First one, people always ask about posture. So I'm not going to say anything fancy about posture because A, we don't have time, but just choose something comfortable. If you're sitting in a chair, sit upright, but comfortably, feet flat on the floor. You can, if you're an experienced meditator, lie down by all means, only if you're experienced, but comfortable posture, okay? Another big one, especially for beginners, is how to deal with distractions. What I want to say is don't fight your own mind when you're meditating. We do it all day long. Don't do it during this time. When you get a distraction, by all means, don't be upset by it. You're going to have them. Sounds, itches, thoughts coming into your mind. The key thing is to allow it to be, acknowledge whatever that distraction is, and then move back to the object of your meditation. In this case, it will be the breath most of the time. Okay? I just want to make sure at this point I've enabled the chat. So please ask any questions that you have right now, and in case there isn't clear guidance before we start the meditation. Okay, seems to me we're good to go. Okay, so I'm not going to look at the chat anymore, just so you know. And I'm going to give you this nice little picture that you can look at if you so wish. Some people like to keep their eyes open. Well, that wasn't very good. And some people like to close them. So as you wish, whatever works best for you. Okay? So just get into that comfortable position and follow my guidance as best you can. Go with the flow of the meditation, remembering always simply to come back. If your mind is distracted, simply come back to the object of meditation, in this case, mostly the breath. So at the sound of the bell, simply begin by closing your eyes. And start by taking 3 long, slow, deep breaths. Really breathe all the way down into your abdomen. Puff the abdomen out, in fact. So long, controlled breathing. Deep, deep breath. And then just release. 3 times. Long, slow, deep breathing. And then after that 3rd breath, just allow your body to breathe. So no controlling the breath anymore, instead just allowing each breath to move in and out naturally. And begin to notice those natural movements, those natural sensations that occur in your body as you breathe. Pay attention for a change. Be aware. How does the body breathe? You'll probably feel some level of sensation around the area of the nose, the wind of the breath entering. You may feel movement, the nostrils flaring, the chest rising and falling. Maybe the abdomen is moving. So again, don't try to make any of these things happen. Just allow them to occur and be with them. Notice them. Allow yourself to really relax into this process of breathing naturally. And remember that if the mind wanders off, this is natural. Simply acknowledge whatever is distracting you. Be aware that the mind has been distracted. Move it back to the process of breathing. Allow your body to relax in this process. And especially focus on that out-breath. It's like when the out-breath leaves the body, you just surrender the body to gravity. If you're sitting in a chair and you feel your feet getting heavy onto the floor, it's like you're sinking into the chair. Allow that to happen as you breathe out. It's almost like this great sense of relief, this sense of releasing everything as you breathe out. Allow that to happen. It's like, and you just let the breath disappear and all of that tension with it. Allow the body to relax deeply. Remember, only you are holding it back. So allow yourself simply to let it go. All that tightness in the body, allow it to melt away as you breathe out. The breath is like this gentle gust of wind blowing in, and all the tension simply disappears as you breathe out. All the busyness in the mind, the restlessness in the body. Allow it just to be released. And allow yourself to relax all the way through the end of the out-breath. So don't try to make the breath longer. Just watch the entire length of the out-breath and allow yourself to relax through that entire process, keeping the mind alert and aware. In silence for a few moments on your own. And now, if it helps you to relax further, the next time that you exhale, imagine that you're breathing out all of the negativity within you, all the tension in your body in the form of thick black smoke. If this visualization helps you, add it to your meditation. And if it's not helpful, just focus on the breath. And in that visualization, see that smoke float away like a little balloon into the sky and watch it disappear. All that physical tension is simply being released from the body, and you see it float away like this thick black smoke into the sky. Allow yourself to let it go. Feel the body relaxing more deeply every time you breathe out, without trying hard, simply by focusing on the breath. If you find you're trying really hard to do something, simply focus on the breath. Be present with every breath and let it happen. Simply breathe out the tension. You may even feel certain parts of your body that there's a lot of tension, pain, itchiness, whatever it is. Imagine that you're breathing into that region, like that breath is expanding that area. And the tension, again, simply melts away as you breathe out. Carrying on in silence. Now, take your mind down to the base chakra, which is the base of your spine, so the root chakra. Take your mind down to that point and just feel the energy that is there naturally. And if you can, begin to see a little pinpoint of light, like a little star. If this is difficult for you to visualize, it may help if you open your eyes and look at the screen that I'm showing of a little star at the center of this spiral. Feel that at the base of your spine. Maybe you feel tingling or warmth. Don't try to make something happen, just see what does happen for you. And allow that light to simply begin moving up your spine bit by bit by bit, like a little light shining all the way up your spine, bit by bit. Again, if there's warmth or tingling that comes along with this, allow it to happen. Just notice how you feel as that light begins to move up your spine. At a pace you are comfortable with, do not rush it by any means. Simply allow the light to shine and lift bit by bit by bit. Until finally that light begins to shine at the top of your head. Allow it to rise all the way up your spine, right to the top of your head. Again, not rushing it. But when it finally reaches the top of your head, just allow that light to shine there, like a little sun is shining down on you. Feel the warmth of that. And in a moment, I'm going to ring the bell 3 times, and you can rise from the meditation. But do so in your own time. Only open your eyes when you feel ready to do so. So usually at this point, I ask people to tell me how they experience that, if they have any questions, but I'm going to leave that till the end. I'll give you a few moments just to kind of come back to what we're presenting here. And it's going to be light stuff. I just want to summarize what we've talked about today. Again, some key points about just remembering that your gateway to success is through stillness in anything in life. Again, whether it's simple things like just sleeping better, well, that's a big thing, it actually isn't, but better relationships, better health, less stress, all of these things. And the things that we think of as a success, prosperity, work, etc. And we talked today, we experienced today that first of the 5 steps, which is allow yourself to really relax physically. So you're able to do it. It's about you letting go, releasing, so that you are actually able to relax. The second key point is about committing to regular practice. Again, making that commitment to yourself, as well as making sure that it's regular. 3 to 4 times a week, again, is enough to make an impact, especially at the beginning. And also signing up for some interactive guidance. I think that's, for me, that was when I started to really grow. I was reading books and doing a lot of things, which are great, got me interested, but I was really questioning, what the heck am I doing? And then when I got some good guidance, again, good, make sure that person resonates with you, then I just flourished. And most people I know, it's the same. So those are some of the key points. The next steps really are I'm going to give everyone access to the webinar, and they can replay that until the 20th of January for free. No problems. It's completely free. I'm also going to be sending you a guided meditation after this webinar. So anytime you join live, or you actually, as long as you register for any of my webinars, the free ones, you'll get a guided meditation afterwards. And then actually on the next slide, you can sign up for the next free webinar or any of the classes that I hold in London. I have workshops as well on weekends sometimes, and bigger retreats, etc. But I think the best way is the webinars and the classes at this point. So I'm going to open it to question and answers. I know some people have been texting me and chatting, saying that they've had technical problems. So there's a lot of people that have unfortunately dropped off and said they're going to watch it later because they just, it may be bandwidth issues I'm going to have to look into. But never mind, at least you will see it on the replay. But these are the web links that are key about signing up for the next webinar. Any of the classes, there's information on both the beginners classes, beginner meaning anyone less than 1 year, and the advanced class, anyone that's been practicing regularly for more than 1 year. So that could have been that you have been practicing 5 years, but the last couple years you haven't been practicing as much as you used to. That's fine. You're at a level where you would fit more into the advanced class. Okay, so there's the information and my contact details. I am going to check to see if there are any questions. I know it's been a bit of a technical issue with some people, but I'll open it up for the Q&A anyway. And although I haven't got something online on the Q&A, I did have a question from somebody by text, because I texted them earlier to remind them. So perfect. If that's the case, anybody that's still able to contact me, please text me. And it's about the next webinar. I will be right up there. Actually, I just realized on the page that's showing still, the question and answer page, is the link that you go to sign up for the next one. Because this one sold out like within a couple days, I'm going to have another one next week. But after that, it probably will be monthly unless there's a big demand. This one, I think there's 25 people within a couple days. So I'm happy to do more. Again, I think this is a great way to, get started and just keep up with the practice and chat to other people, as well as, keeping asking questions. My contact details are here as well. That was another thing that people were asking about my website and so on. So take a look there. The website needs updating, but you can call me as well. That's on the website, and you can email me. My email's there as well. So again, any experiences people have had. One person here has said that one of the things they I say used to, I'm assuming here kind of used to experience when they were practicing more regularly, wasn't what they experience today. And what I would say to that is sometimes there might be a sense of calm, sometimes a sense of agitation. The key point is that really you need to allow whatever is happening with you at this moment. Here, I'll show you my face instead. Whatever's happening with you at this moment, as you meditate, you become more aware of that. So maybe you are feeling some emotional imbalance. That's okay. It's great to experience it in meditation with much more ease. Sometimes you don't even realize what tension is sitting there, especially when we're doing this relax and release with the physical body. I've had times where I'm going, I didn't realize I was holding emotion, like guilt, in your body. And that sense of release, it's a safe place to do it. So there's all sorts of benefit to that. Even if after the meditation you go, oh, that wasn't as good as I'd like. Because we think, peace, calm, bliss. Yeah? Most of the time it is that. And even when we go through these rough patches, that's what comes in the end anyway. But we might have to go through a few bumps to get there. So hopefully that helps. Like I say, there was a couple texts, so I'll be able to answer a few questions. But if you have more questions, more than happy to have a chat with you, email, whatever. Okay? So that's it for today's webinar. Thank you very much for joining me. And again, if you want to go to my website, I think one of the key things is that you download that free guided meditation. If you're listening to this on YouTube, as an example, or a friend has passed it to you, and you download that free guided meditation. If you sign up to my webinars personally, then you will get different guided meditations as well, depending on what we've taken in the class. And I will be sending along, the reason that you want to download that free guided meditation is obvious that you get guided meditation, but also because this puts you on a list where you will get emails about the next webinars and so on. So you can sign up for the webinars yourself. I will be updating the website at some point, but I think that's about it for now. Contact me if you have any questions. It's been my pleasure to talk to you tonight. Thank you.